One thing I've learned is directing a sequel is that you want to surround yourself with people that were on the first film. It was so valuable to have Ren's perspective and his knowledge of being on the original film. It was incredible to be able to work with him and his entire team. You get to work with all of these incredible people that come along.
Kelsey was really collaborative and really friendly. He wanted to get input from everybody on the team. He really allowed us to give a first try and give our version of what we feel like the mix should sound like. And then Kelsey would give his notes and react to it. And sometimes he would veer us to a different direction, but a lot of the times he liked kind of the newer ideas that we were presenting him.
Coming into what I wanted to explore, I had a very rich period of time when I was Riley's age that was really ripe for inspiration. That age is so rough for everybody, but it especially was one for me, and I think for a lot of people, where music really impacts you. And so as I was getting inspiration and thinking, all right, where are we with Riley now? What kind of music is she listening to? What kind of music is inspiring for the emotions? I really went with the most raw sounds that I could get.
The opening scene of the hockey game is great because it's a real quick start. It just jumps right into the fire.
I wanted to grab the audience's attention immediately and also start the movie in a way that's kind of unexpected. What am I listening to? This is not what I expected, which is always, I think, a really good thing for a sequel.
Sound effects, dialogue, everybody's yelling. We get reintroduced to all the characters really quickly.
Now it's time to greet your team, Riley! Playing in his 13th year and fresh from the penalty box, it's Riley's Anger!
Let me at him!
Andrea was able to find a unique spin on it, the whole roller derby angle that she had, which I didn't even expect.
I went roller skating one night, and I don't have experience playing hockey, but the closest thing I could think of for myself was watching roller derby and roller skating. And this DJ just rocked my world. He was playing all this psychobilly and punk and metal, and it hit so hard. It really brought me back to that sense of being free and silly and so energetic. I wanted it to feel very visceral, like you're really worried that she's gonna smash out there. And I even showed Bernie Dressel, our drummer, the footage while he was playing so he could get an idea of exactly what I meant when I was so specific with these hits.
What was good about having worked on the old was that there was somewhat of a palette already established in terms of what we were going to expect to hear. Certain locations, the control center, the control panel, the sound of the memory balls. But quickly we learned that there was a lot more that was important to Kelsey.
Whenever you're adding an element to the mind world that we can all relate to, you want to make it emotional in some sort of way. It'd be really cool to see our beliefs and where they come from. What do they look like and how do they act? How do I care about these beliefs in an emotional way? Like, is it a visual thing? Do we see what her belief is? And we're like, that's kind of like memories. And we thought, oh, that could be really cool if it's an audio experience. What if you just hear what the belief is? And it's done in Riley's voice.
Mom and Dad are proud of me.
An oldie but a goodie.
I'm kind.
Aw, that's nice.
I'm strong, brave.
I'm a really good friend.
When we were hearing dialogue inside Riley's mind, that sound of her voice would be everywhere, coming out of all the speakers in the movie theater. And that would give the sense that we in the audience were experiencing what she was seeing through her eyes and being in her mind.
I'm a winner.
And all those beliefs come together to make our Riley.
I'm a good person.
We actually pulled the dialogue sound of the voices back into the surrounds. When you're watching the film, you're not confused by just a bunch of voices coming from either all in the surrounds or all on the screen. Where are they coming from? So it was kind of to help the viewers and even us sort of discern the differences of where you are and where the characters are.
First time I saw that, number one, I couldn't believe I got to be so lucky to score that. It's such a beautiful image and also so meaningful. That spoke to me deeply. It made me think of a cathedral, and what I love about going into an old cathedral.
You really feel like you're in the space physically. You can feel how big it is. It's way more emotional.
Orange? Who made the console orange?
Do I look orange?
I didn't touch it.
Orange is not my color.
Not me. Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, I am just such a huge fan of yours, and now here I am meeting you face to face. Okay, how can I help? I can take notes, get coffee, manage your calendar, walk your dog, carry your things, watch you sleep.
Wow, you have a lot of energy. Maybe you could just stay in one place?
Anything. Just call my name and I'm here for you.
Okay, love that. And what was your name again?
Oh, I'm sorry, I can get ahead of myself. I'm anxiety. I'm one of Riley's new emotions, and we are just super jazzed to be here. Where can I put my stuff?
Writing for anxiety was an incredible responsibility because I felt like it had to feel very true to what happens in your body.
Anxiety in particular, I didn't realize people could talk that fast. And she really did a great job articulating every single line.
Quick, just make up an area. Smallsville, Pleasantville, downtown, uptown, I don't know. Just make something up, Riley, quick, fast. I'm doing this for you, Joy. Imagine how happy Riley will feel when she fits in.
Maya really brought a lot to the role that we really needed. She's a very fast thinker. She's always in fight or flight. She always has that energy. And so she's really quick. She's thinking 10 things at once. And thinking 3 steps down the line. She's very smart. She's very quick. And Maya is incredibly good at taking a giant block of text and just like and just like running through it. And you're able to understand her, and it's also entertaining to listen to.
It's about that alarm, that like persistent, hey, you need to pay attention to me. You need to be on. You need to be thinking about something. Hey, 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 hey. And then the overall message was, what does anxiety need you to do? What is anxiety trying to get out of you? And that's within the melodic structure of it.
See, was that so hard?
No, you're totally right. That decision's not going to haunt us for the rest of our lives at all.
All of a sudden you're anxious about something. I usually would announce that with a sort of a zing that I layered from different instruments, many different ways, but usually on a solo violin. So in the beginning it's za-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then as it goes forward it can be militaristic, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But either way, it's about that alarm.
Come on!
Oh, man!
I'm not good enough! You have to score!
Anderson! Penalty box!
It all culminates when Riley loses control and she aggressively bangs into her best girlfriend and gets a timeout in the box. That's when her anxiety attack starts to form.
In that build up to the anxiety attack, I broke that out more, where you don't hear what the message is anymore. You don't know what the message is anymore. In that moment, all you hear is the alarm.
And that's when the heartbeat builds. And that heartbeat builds all the way. And that's when the characters come back into the control center and try to replace and take anxiety away from the control panel to get her to stop controlling Riley.
I'm not good enough.
Come on, Riley. Get it together.
Come on, Riley, get it together. I'm not good enough. You have to score, Riley, or this will all have been for nothing.
Anxiety, you're putting too much pressure on her.
To have the music and the sound work as she is ramping up in her panic attack, hitting a peak. When they added what they had done is when I really, really, really felt the movie to a deep emotional level.
There's a great moment where another tornado then appears and anxiety's trapped within it at the control panel. And Joy jumps into this and the sound goes into a vacuum and we're alone with these two characters. And there's this sort of a ticking clock of the music and literally the clicking of just these few little buttons.
Anxiety, stop! You don't get to choose who Riley is.
What happens there is the cue doesn't drop out. What happens is that A repeated on the solo violin, keeps going, but I run it through about 8 different processors because this alarm being so frazzled, being so miscommunicated at this point that it doesn't even sound like itself anymore.
One of my favorite Foley moments is when we start to just hear the sensory come back from the feeling of Riley touching the wooden surface in the hockey rink, and you start to hear the world and her world start to come back.
Suddenly felt less like a director watching a movie that I was making and more of an audience member watching something happen to somebody up on the screen and feeling empathy for her.
Riley, you okay?
And it's really because of what Andrea and what Ren's team were able to bring. It's amazing what sound and music can do to a movie. It can make or break it, and boy, did they make it with this film.